Welcome to this Valentine's season to the Not So Newlywed Game. So thank you for coming. There was a comedian, American comedian, who famously said, "I love being married. It's so great to find that one special person you want to annoy for the rest of your life." I will first want to thank some folks. First, thanks our contestants. Thank you so much. Like we remind teenagers, this is being recorded. It may live forever. So you don't want this on all your friends' social media accounts, okay? So that's just the warning. Thanks to the staff who have put this on. Every good game show needs a producer. Julie Dillinger is our producer tonight. Lisa, Linda, Teresa, they're going to be up keeping score, passing out, making sure this runs like a game show operation. Thanks to Darla and her staff for the cookies and treats. Natalie Weiniger, our administrator in the NRC. Carter for helping out. Julie Goodman in the back. Dennis for getting a ladder to make sure the camera's on our fabulous contestants. Beth, and last but not least, your MC for the evening will be Brian Ard, who is going to go through all of the questions and try to keep this group in line during the evening. So thank you all. Thank you for being here. We're going to have a great time. And Brian, on to the program.
Thank you, Charles. So good evening, and as he said, my name is Brian Ard, and I'm going to be the host for the Not So Newlywed Game this evening. The game is going to be played similarly to the Newlywed Game that was popular in the 60s and 70s with Bob Eubanks, as most of us remember. So, while the wives are away in a soundproof room, the husbands will be asked questions. The husbands will then be reunited with their wives, who will be asked the same questions, and then points will be given for each answer, each matching answer. Next, the husbands will go to the soundproof room while the wives answer the questions. Once again, the points will be rewarded for each matching answer. The couple with the most points at the end of 2 rounds will win. So let's introduce to the couples. First, we have Larry and Molly Kuhn. All right. Larry and Molly met on a blind date and will be celebrating 27 years together in June. Larry and Molly enjoy going to the movies together. Our next couple is Joe and Spuzzy Duckwall. Joe and Spuzzy met in high school and have been married for 62 years. Joe and Spuzzy enjoy spending time at the lake with family and friends. And next we have Gene and Patty Stratton. Gene and Patty met at a football game. They will have been married for 58 years this coming June, and they enjoy traveling together. And then our last couple is Don and Judy Coombs. Don and Judy met through a sorority sister's boyfriend and have been married for 64 years this coming June, and they also enjoy traveling. So now that we've met the couples, let's start by asking the wives to leave the room to go to the soundproof room so that we can ask the husbands some questions. Oh, yeah, follow Beth here. While they're filing out, I have one bad joke, if you don't mind. This is a word of dating advice. If he doesn't appreciate your fruit jokes, you need to let that man go. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. All clear? Okay. All right. So, gentlemen, we're going to start with Larry for the first question. Larry, which of the following breakfast cereals will your wife say best describes her family's opinion of you when they first met you? You can choose from Just Right, Oatmeal Squares, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, or Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops. Okay. All right. All right, so next we'll go with Joe. Same question. And it is, what will your wife say that best describes her family's opinion of you when they first met you? And the choices were Just Right, Oatmeal Squares, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, or Fruit Loops.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Just Right.
Just Right. Okay. All right. Gene, you want me to read the options again? Okay. Just Right, Oatmeal Squares, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, or Fruit Loops. And that's how.
Just Right.
Just Right. Okay. A lot of confidence in this group. All right. Lastly, Don.
Just Right.
Just Right. Okay. Wow. That's pretty impressive. I can't wait to see the answers. All right, so for the next question, we're going to start with Joe. Joe, what was the first meal that your wife made for you after you were married?
Breakfast in Waynesville, North Carolina.
She made you breakfast?
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs. Okay, scrambled eggs. All right, everyone got that? All right, Gene, the first meal your wife made for you after you were married.
It was a dinner, and it was toasted cheese sandwich with tomato.
Toasted cheese sandwich with tomato? Okay. Don?
Boy, this is a real good question. I'm thinking that it was what we affectionately called, my aunt called, the Coombs casserole. My wife was very fond of that, and I would hope she thinks the same as I do right now.
The
Coombs
casserole.
That's noodles, hamburger, tomatoes, and all the stuff that you can put in.
Okay. All right. Larry.
Lasagna.
Lasagna. Okay. Very, very specific. All right. So the next question, we'll start with Gene. Gene, what is the color of your wife's toothbrush?
Purple.
Purple. Don.
A little blue with mostly white.
Okay. Larry.
White.
White. Okay. And Joe?
Reddish pink.
Reddish pink. Okay. You guys answered pretty quickly for that. All right, so for the last question for the husbands, we're going to start with Don. Don, what household chore do you do better than your wife? What will she say? Maybe that's what the remember. This is what they're going to say.
Another hard one. I say empty the trash.
Empty the trash. Larry. What will she say you do better than her? What household chore?
I emptied the trash too, but clean the bathroom.
Clean
I
the
do it
bath-
better, Larry.
All right, so clean the bathrooms, Larry? Okay. Joe,
Vacuuming.
vacuuming. All right. And Gene?
Does mow the lawn count?
household chore. Judges? You say yes? All right. So, okay, so we're going to mow the lawn. Okay. All right. So we can now bring the ladies back in, and as they come in, we need to give the men their answers so they can hold the signs up after their wives guess.
Yeah, kind of cover it up a little bit.
And here they come. Ladies, I just want to say the men answered these questions with a lot of confidence. Okay. So now that you've rejoined your husbands, I'm going to ask you the same questions. For this round, each matching answer is worth 5 points. Okay, so we're going to start with Molly. Molly, which of the following breakfast cereals describes what your family's opinion of Larry was when they first met him? And there's 5 options: Just Right, Oatmeal Squares, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, or Fruit Loops.
Just Right.
Wait, you guys have already memorized the answers? He said Fruit Loops. Okay. Okay. All right, Spuzzy, same question. The cereal that best describes how your family's opinion of Joe when they first met him. And it was, do you want the options again?
No, I've got it. I'd say Just Right.
Just Right.
Did you say that? Well, how about
Okay. All right, Patty, the cereal that best describes him, your family's opinion of him.
I'm going to say Just Right.
Just Right? I believe that's correct. All right.
Can you repeat the question?
Absolutely. Which cereal best describes your family's opinion of Don when they first met him? And the options are Just Right, Oatmeal Squares, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, or Fruit Loops.
I would have to say Just Right.
Just Right? Apparently that's correct. Okay. All right. So for the next question, we're going to start with Spuzzy. Spuzzy, what was the first meal that you made for Joe after you were married?
Describe it.
No, what was the first meal that you made for him after you first got married?
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
What was it?
What was it? Yes. What?
Let's see. Scrambled eggs.
Okay, just out of curiosity, do you know where it was?
Yes, I do know where it was. Our honeymoon is another whole story that you don't have time for. But it was in a cabin in the Smoky Mountains.
Okay, because he gave a location there. So okay, let's see. We are on to Judy. No, I'm sorry, Patty. I'm sorry.
This one is hard. I'm going to say stuffed cabbage.
Stuffed cabbage. What was it? Oh, yeah, the toasted cheese. Okay, that's right. And tomato. All right. Judy, same question.
Well, none of you ever heard of this, but it's called Coombs casserole.
That, oddly enough, we have heard of that. and we know how to make it now. So, Molly. Use the microphone.
Lasagna.
Lasagna. Okay. All right. All right, next we're going to start with Patty. Patty, what is the color of your toothbrush?
Red.
Purple. Purple. Okay. Judy, the color of your toothbrush?
White.
White? Don? Blue and white. Mostly white. Judges? All right. Who's that, Judy? So, Molly. Your toothbrush, yes.
Orange.
I don't remember hearing orange. White. Okay, and Spuzzy, the color of your toothbrush. Use the microphone.
Purple.
Reddish pink. I don't really know colors, so I'll let the judges. Okay, last question for this round, and we're going to start with Judy. Judy, what household chore did your husband say that he does better than you?
Organizing everything.
Organizing everything? Emptying the trash. Okay, Molly, the household chore that he says he does better than you.
The dishes.
Clean the bathroom. Is that true? Okay. All right, Spuzzy. Vacuuming. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Okay, and Patty.
I'm going to say he does better with his missions when he's very organized.
He put mow the lawn. All right. So we're going to tally. I'm sorry? Okay, Larry and Molly have 5. Joe and Spuzzy have 15. Gene and Patty have 5. And Don and Judy have 10. All right. So that's the standings so far. All right, so now we're going to ask the husbands to leave the room while I ask the wives the questions. Yeah, have someone come over and have some of that Coombs casserole. By the way, I have a question for everybody. Why do bees stay in their hive all winter? Swarm. Swarm. Ah, the groans. I love the groans. All right, we ready? All right, so these questions are worth 10 points, okay? 10 points each. So first question is for Molly. What is the strangest gift that Larry ever bought for you? How many strange gifts has he bought you? Okay. Strangest gift he ever bought you.
I don't know.
You can't think of anything?
I really can't think of anything.
Does he always buy you that?
Huh?
He'll think about maybe what he always buys you.
We don't give each other gifts.
You don't give each other gifts?
Really? Do we don't?
Just a lot of high fives.
I'm sorry.
You honest-
I have drawn a
But
blank
you know
on
what?
that
We'll
one.
come. We'll come back. We'll
Yeah.
come back. Spuzzy, the strangest gift that Joe's ever bought for you.
Well, for Christmas one year, he went to the barber shop and bought me one of these devices that barbers use, I guess, to massage the guy's shoulders after a haircut. Because I kind of like to have a back rub every now and then.
Ah.
And I think he thought I could do this for myself.
So electronic back rubber.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Patty, the strangest gift that Gene ever bought you.
Okay, it was Christmas also, and it was a box kind of in the shape of kind of like a house. And I'm thinking, oh, this is it. This is my ring. This is definitely going to be my ring. So what it was an electric knife.
Was it what? Electric knife?
Electric knife.
Ah. And not a ring. Okay. All right. Judy.
Well, I received a broom with a vacuum on it. Seriously. It's a broom that has this little tube, and if you push it correctly, it'll vacuum up your little pile of whatever you swept up. And that is supposed to help me clean the house. I find it much easier to just go get a regular dustpan and broom. But it was a kind thing to do to help me, but it was strange.
So kind of like a pre-dust buster, dust buster. Or Go ahead, Molly.
That you all kind of job. Every year we have our Christmas was to fill us up stockings for each other, and I think it was one of the first Christmases we were married. In my stocking was a stack of those notepads that you can write grocery lists on. That was my nice stocking gift that year. About 5 by 4, the lines on them. And you tear a piece off and you move on. You know, just put notes on. No, not sticky notes. Just the kind you write.
Like like index cards, but on a spiral, like on a. Okay. Okay. All right. Question number 2. We're going to start with Spuzzy. Who spends more time in the shower, you or Joe? And remember, this is what you think they will say also.
I'll have to say I do.
Okay. Patty, who spends more time in the shower, you or Gene?
I I think he does.
Gene does.
Gene does.
Okay. All right.
I know I do.
You do. Okay. All right. Awesome. And Molly?
Larry.
All right. All right. Next question. We're going to start with Patty. Who spends more money, you or Gene?
Gene spends more money.
Gene spends more
than
money.
me. Yes.
Okay. Judy?
He belongs to, what's that place called with the smile on the box?
Amazon?
That's the one.
Okay.
Don definitely spends more money.
Don spends more money. Okay.
Larry.
Larry's.
No, wait. No, what he'll say? Me.
Okay. All right. And Spuzzy?
I'll say Joe.
You'll say he spends more money. Joe spends more money. Okay. All right. So this is the last question, the last 10-point question. We'll start with Judy. Which Christmas character is your husband? Frosty, Santa, Buddy the Elf, or the Grinch?
He's Santa.
He's Santa. Okay. So you think Don's Santa. Molly?
Santa.
Okay. He's Santa. Spuzzy?
Another Santa.
Another Santa.
Another Santa.
And another Santa. Well, that's adorable. All right, this question is worth 20 points. So, Molly, I need you to finish this sentence. I wish my husband would pay as much attention to me as he does his blank.
Dog.
His dog. His dog. Okay. Okay. Spuzzy?
Ball games.
Ball games. All right.
His computer.
His computer. I figured that might come up. And
Golf.
golf. Yeah, that's okay. All right. Okay, so now we're ready to bring the husbands back in. I cannot wait to compare these answers. And here they come. They have no idea. They have no idea. Well, let's welcome them back.
Hold your microphones up really close, okay? Hold them up real close, guys. Right.
All right, gentlemen, the next 4 questions are worth 10 points each. So we're going to start with Larry. Larry, what is the strangest gift that you ever bought for your wife? Again, I have the same question. How many strange gifts have you bought or haven't bought? It's exactly what I had to ask Molly.
A heart pendant bracelet with a picture in it.
Heart pin. Okay. The notepad. Oh, he remembers the notepad now. Okay. All right, Joe, the strangest gift that you ever bought for your wife?
Well, I'll have to say, a wallet.
A wallet?
A wallet that she thought was too expensive, so I turned it back in.
Is this the?
That's gone.
We were all baffled as to what. Gene, the strangest gift that you ever bought for your wife.
It was an electric knife in a box that looked like a house before we got married.
All right, Don.
I don't know whether you can classify this as a gift, but I did at the time. It was her 65th birthday in Florida, and I had the cake with Welcome to Medicare on it.
It wasn't as strange as the broom combo. But I love the way you were thinking with that. That's all right, Joe. Who spends more time in the shower, you or Spuzzy?
No question there. Spuzzy.
Is that right? Okay. Okay, Gene. Who spends more time in the shower?
I think Patty does.
She says it's Gene. Don?
No question there. Judy.
All right. And Larry?
Me.
Okay. All right. Start with Gene. Who spends more money, you or Patty?
Probably me.
And it is Gene. Okay. Don?
Me, but it's mostly for her.
Nice. Very nice. Good save. Good save. Larry?
Molly spends the most.
Molly spends the most. That is correct. And Joe?
Spuzzy.
All right. Don, which Christmas character did your wife say best describes you? You've got Frosty, Santa, Buddy the Elf, and the Grinch.
Want to repeat that again?
Yes. Which Christmas character did your wife say best describes you? Frosty, Santa, Buddy the Elf, and the Grinch.
I think Santa.
All right, that is correct. Larry? It's Frosty, Santa, Buddy the Elf, and the Grinch. The character that she says best describes you, that Molly says best describes you.
Frosty.
Frosty. Oh, the audience is groaning. I think that's wrong. Joe?
I will say Santa.
Santa. And Gene?
Santa, I hope.
Santa, I hope, yeah. And it is. All right, into the second round. We're going to tabulate the score. This is cumulative score, right? All right, so. Oh, wow, you wrote it out. Okay. All right, so we've got Larry and Molly at 25 points. We've got Joe and Spuzzy at 35 points, Gene and Patty at 35 points, and Don and Judy at 40 points. All right. So we've got one last question, and this is worth 20 points. Okay? So, Larry, we're going to start with you. How did Molly finish this sentence? I wish that my husband would spend as much time with me as he does his blank.
My mower.
A mower? I'm guessing this was dog, right? Yeah, that was dog. Maybe you do. All right, Joe, how did Spuzzy finish the sentence? I wish that my husband would spend as much time with me as he does his blank.
Walking around this building.
Walking around the building. Ball games. All right, Gene.
Computer.
Computer. That sounds familiar. Don.
Golf.
Golf. That was so simple. All right, so as we wait for the final scores to be tallied, I want to thank our contestants for participating in the Not So Newlywed Game, and certainly thanks to the audience. We'll wait 1 second. We're going to tabulate the final scores. Although, like you said, it shouldn't be that hard. I have one last one for you to make you groan. You'll think about this on your way back to your room. A book I was reaching for at the library fell on my head. I only have my shelf to blame. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No. Groans only. Groans only. Want me to read them in order? All right. So final points: Larry and Molly 25, Joe and Spuzzy 35, Gene and Patty 55, Don and Judy 60 points. Congratulations. We have a gift for you. Do you want to go and take him to the? Okay. Well, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's only right that the oldest married couple win this thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you to everybody for playing, and thanks everybody for coming out.